Whew, it's freezing. But well, for me, it's freezing. It's about 52 Fahrenheit right now, and it's unlike me to pick up this video on this episode and talk about elections. Right? They are finally over. So without getting into too much detail, because there's a lot of controversy. Right? There's a lot of he said, she said, and what could have, should have. Right? I'm not there to discuss any of that. I'm just glad we have a decision and it's over. And put it this way, I am a Gen X. I'm well into my 40s. In fact, the 40s are well behind me, almost. I'm nearly 50. So, what's wrong, buddy? I have my dog with me today. Um, so, I come from a very traditional background back in the day on how things used to be. And traditionalism, how men were men. Men were protectors, they were providers. Obviously, we live in a different climate today, the modern times, right? And it doesn't jive with me too well. I won't lie, it doesn't jive with me too well. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. My dog, she's like, do we need to go on this trail? I'm testing her out because she's 11. She's nearly 11. And she can walk for miles, at least a mile or two with me. But I'm testing her out. Like, is she up to a limit? Is this her trail? But so we tested out. But anyway, elections are over. I'm relieved because the news, all the jargon, the media, the celebrities, the corporate, whatever you want to call it, right? Some people even call it the machine, and well, I mean, it was just overwhelming, folks. It took a toll on me mentally. I'm like, can we just get over this? Because the games and the name calling and the rhetorics, they were out of hand. And as much as I said I was not going to watch the news and detox, I couldn't help but get caught up. I lost sleep over it, right? I don't know about you and what your position is. Please don't shoot me. Please don't kill me and unfollow my channel. I don't want none of that. I mean this in good faith, but I have been personally impacted by the last 4 years of what has happened. I have seen massive shifts in corporate culture, corporate climate, being the fact that I've come from a diverse banking, financial services background, and technology, and firsthand tied to corporate politics, right, and how that impacted me personally as a millennial at that time, slash Gen X, both, right? So in that sense, I've seen HR evolve, the DEI programs and all that stuff, which is great. I get it. I totally get it. In perspective, I'm a minority myself. I'm East Asian, so I understand all of the above. But this election was one for the ages, right? I mean, we had a candidate that got nearly assassinated twice, if not more. Sorry, folks. I got like little things coming into my shoes. The grass, prickly grass. And no matter what side you were on or who you picked, someone that's about to lose their lives, or not once but twice, is nothing to laugh at, And at the end of the day, half the nation, we are all divided. We're still very much divided. Sorry, folks. This is really annoying. I got shit my prickly grass in my shoes that just was jabbing at me. But no matter where you stand, right, we still, some of my best friends, some of my acquaintances, social circles, are really good people on the left, on the right. Like I said, both sides, right? And everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a stance. Everyone has a position, a story to tell. especially when it comes to politics. So just, respect each other's boundaries. I've been on the other end of the spectrum is because I support one party or not the other, and I've been made to feel really shameful. So I have just been bombarded with stuff over the last few months, and it's not been fun. I've lost a few acquaintances. I wouldn't necessarily say they were good friends, but people, and you kind of get to see people for who they are during times like this, and it's unfortunate that you have to cut off certain kinds of connections. Maybe it's for the better. Maybe it's for the better. I am not born in America. I'm obviously an international foreigner, minority in that case, right? This situation. So I could understand if you are if you're born here and you've seen things change over time, especially older Gen X's. I respect that, man. Like, I'm not here in no position to tell you any better. I'm open to your views, both whether it's the left or the right. Um, I'm open to both, but at the end of the day, you have to make a decision that aligns with your personal values. And when I did the math and my personal values, it really came down to a couple of things for me. As to, I've seen a generation of men just evolve over time, and I just couldn't believe what I have been seeing over the years, and I've just turned away. I've turned a blind eye to the obvious. Uh, you know, there were some weird things happening with us mankind, and I didn't like the direction that our fellow kids, boys, were going. Let's just put it that way. And it did not jive with me. Something just was off. But I just kept quiet. I put my head down and minding my own business, because my self improvement journey is stronger than ever, and I have young boys, young men, young teenagers still looking up to me. So it's my duty, to give back to them and my advice, my wisdom, and what I think of what a man should be. Uh, it's a little. I mean this in very very good spirit and faith. A man can teach a man, right? And all this stuff about be a real man, shaming tactics, like, no, there's a place, there's a place for everything, right? There's time and place for everything, right? I think both sexes complement each other. We both need each other. I love women, and I like to think women love men equally, just the same, right? And there are certain things that I think the one party can do better and one does the other. So why can't we embrace the strengths that each sex brings instead of undermining the other one at the expense of, a certain movement, right? And then I'll leave it on the last note here. This is a short video, but how many of us are raising sons, right? How many of us are raising sons? How many of these sons will be protectors, right? Builders of things, right? So when did we start promoting the softer culture? I come from an environment and a time era when we used to fight in the backyard, get our lips bloodied up, and where's my dog? And settle the score that way. Hold on, I don't know what she saw. Come here. And we used to settle the score, and then shake hands and then move on. So that's the point I'm trying to make, folks. Is that's without favoring. I'm trying to tell you my cores, my core values, how I grew up, what impacted, what shaped me uh, growing up as a man. And now, so we have kids, young boys, especially young men, searching for their identity. They don't know who they are. And these things bother me. So am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. I'm just expressing my opinion, right? So there were some things in my opinion that was just very goofy. Let me put it that way. Very goofy. So I'm glad. I'm so relieved. Not by the victory itself. Yes, I am. But I'm also thankful it's over. We have come to a finality. Next one, all right? Bamba out.